Hello and welcome to Better Body Movement. This class is designed to help you start feeling well.
I have less pain, literally eliminate that pain.
I just feel better.
I can tell that my posture is changing.
Bright light in the day when we've done our workouts online.
Makes me feel so good about myself.
Typically, runners who experience shin splints have overused the stabilizing muscles of the ankle as well as the dorsiflexion of the foot. The space between the tibia and the fibula has a sheath wrapped around it called the periosteum. This sheath oftentimes is rubbed raw, creating inflammation and tension on the shin bone. The muscles lining the anterior portion of the shin is the tibialis anterior, extensor digitorum longus, and extensor hallucis longus. Sitting on a chair in a figure 4 position, locate the edge of the tibia near the thick muscle tissue. To find the tissue we're working on, push the fingers to the edge of the tibia and drop directly into the muscle tissue. Then squeeze into the bone. Move up and down the shin vigorously. After 30 to 40 seconds working in that position, we will work the opposite side of the tibia with the thumbs. Press the fingers into the soft tissue on the opposite side of the shin. Drag the thumbs up and down vigorously for 30 to 40 seconds. Ensure you work all the way from the top to the bottom of the shin. If your fingers have a hard time tolerating the pressure, you can utilize a lacrosse ball. Holding the lacrosse ball cupped in your hand, press into the muscle tissue directly beside the tibia, working your way all the way from the top of the tibia down towards the ankle. Remember to use strong pressure directly near the bone. Continue the same kind of work on the inside portion of the tibia. Here, you can use pressure from your palm pressing into the muscle tissue while your other hand cups the ball, allowing you to create the up and down motion. Another way to work the anterior tibialis is by sitting sideways on a foam roller and leaning forward, putting pressure down into the foam roller. Obviously, this takes some balance and coordination in order to keep the pressure on the foam roller. In this position, flex the foot and relax, making sure you squeeze the anterior tibialis. Once complete with the foam roller, in the same position, utilize the lacrosse ball, creating a more pinpointed pressure on the muscle. Work your way up and down the muscle tissue right beside the shin. Typically, runners who experience shin splints have overused the stabilizing muscles of the ankle as well as the dorsiflexion of the foot. The space between the tibia and the fibula has a sheath wrapped around it called the periosteum. This sheath oftentimes is rubbed raw, creating inflammation and tension on the shin bone. The muscles lining the anterior portion of the shin is the tibialis anterior, extensor digitorum longus, and extensor hallucis longus. Sitting on a chair in a figure 4 position, locate the edge of the tibia near the thick muscle tissue. To find the tissue we're working on, push the fingers to the edge of the tibia and drop directly into the muscle tissue. Then squeeze into the bone. Move up and down the shin vigorously. After 30 to 40 seconds working in that position, we will work the opposite side of the tibia with the thumbs. Press the fingers into the soft tissue on the opposite side of the shin. Drag the thumbs up and down vigorously for 30 to 40 seconds. Ensure you work all the way from the top to the bottom of the shin. If your fingers have a hard time tolerating the pressure, you can utilize a lacrosse ball. Holding the lacrosse ball cupped in your hand, press into the muscle tissue directly beside the tibia, working your way all the way from the top of the tibia down towards the ankle. Remember to use strong pressure directly near the bone. Continue the same kind of work on the inside portion of the tibia. Here, you can use pressure from your palm pressing into the muscle tissue, while your other hand cups the ball, allowing you to create the up and down motion. Another way to work the anterior tibialis is by sitting sideways on a foam roller and leaning forward, putting pressure down into the foam roller. Obviously, this takes some balance and coordination in order to keep the pressure on the foam roller. In this position, flex the foot and relax, making sure you squeeze the anterior tibialis. Once complete with the foam roller, in the same position, utilize the lacrosse ball, creating a more pinpointed pressure on the muscle. Work your way up and down the muscle tissue right beside the shin. Typically, runners who experience shin splints have overused the stabilizing muscles of the ankle as well as the dorsiflexion of the foot. The space between the tibia and the fibula has a sheath wrapped around it called the periosteum. This sheath oftentimes is rubbed raw, creating inflammation and tension on the shin bone. The muscles lining the anterior portion of the shin is the tibialis anterior, extensor digitorum longus, and extensor hallucis longus. Sitting on a chair in a figure 4 position, locate the edge of the tibia near the thick muscle tissue. To find the tissue we're working on, push the fingers to the edge of the tibia and drop directly into the muscle tissue. Then squeeze into the bone. Move up and down the shin vigorously. After 30 to 40 seconds working in that position, we will work the opposite side of the tibia with the thumbs. Press the fingers into the soft tissue on the opposite side of the shin. Drag the thumbs up and down vigorously for 30 to 40 seconds. Ensure you work all the way from the top to the bottom of the shin. If your fingers have a hard time tolerating the pressure, you can utilize a lacrosse ball. Holding the lacrosse ball cupped in your hand, press into the muscle tissue directly beside the tibia, working your way all the way from the top of the tibia down towards the ankle. Remember to use strong pressure directly near the bone. Continue the same kind of work on the inside portion of the tibia. Here, you can use pressure from your palm pressing into the muscle tissue, while your other hand cups the ball, allowing you to create the up and down motion. Another way to work the anterior tibialis is by sitting sideways on a foam roller and leaning forward, putting pressure down into the foam roller. Obviously, this takes some balance and coordination in order to keep the pressure on the foam roller. In this position, flex the foot and relax, making sure you squeeze the anterior tibialis. Once complete with the foam roller, in the same position, utilize the lacrosse ball, creating a more pinpointed pressure on the muscle. Work your way up and down the muscle tissue right beside the shin. Typically, runners who experience shin splints have overused the stabilizing muscles of the ankle as well as the dorsiflexion of the foot. The space between the tibia and the fibula has a
Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. I'm back. Hope you guys are all having a great morning. Woke up with the sun shining through the windows. That definitely excited me. We'll get right here started with the eye dedicates for today. Praying for Lori's mom, doing dialysis 3 times a week. Ethan, stage 4, liver bile duct cancer. Shay's friend's wife diagnosed with breast cancer. Sky Toyn, transplant, medication side effects, and then Daryl and
No news for Daryl either.
Daryl and Chini. So yeah, keep them all in your prayers throughout the workout and throughout the rest of today. Yes, that would be greatly appreciated. All right, verse of the day. Above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love covers a multitude of sins. 1 Peter, verse 4, chapter 8. Good stuff. Great verse. Alrighty. Well, we'll get started here with the workout. Here we go. Wednesday workout, leg day.
Warm up.
Let's get those shoulders warmed up. Getting the blood flowing throughout the whole body before we get started. Switch them to going backwards, small circles. Big circles, getting that full range of motion in every single degree range of motion possible. All right, going backwards. Good job. All right, internal, external rotations. Again, full range of motion. Getting those rotator muscles all stretched out. Getting the blood flowing throughout the upper body. Even though we're doing lower body, we're getting the blood flowing all throughout the body. Get some marches going. And those legs stretched out, warmed up. Good job, keep going. Good. All right, now leg swing. Grab onto something. Let that be a smooth motion. Letting that synovial fluid fill that hip. Allowing it to move nice and smoothly. So then it's not cracking during your workout. All right, switch legs. Again, for this one, you don't want to overdo it, like trying to go all the way up and all the way down. This one, you want it to be a nice, smooth motion. Keeping your body upright. Good job. Alrighty, hip flexor stretches. So again, that back leg straight, front leg in a slight lunge position. Then you're pushing those hips forward. Doing a little pelvic tilt. And keep switching back and forth between legs, getting those hips all stretched out. And you can hold that there for a couple seconds, then switch on to the next. Good job. Keep going with those. Almost there. Almost to the workout.
3, 2, 1. Get ready.
There
to
we go.
squat.
Here we go. Let's get ready for squats. Get whatever you need, whether it's a ball on the wall, a band.
Three,
And before you go down into that
one.
squat, remember
Squat.
pushing those knees out right away. You don't want them to be starting caved in. When you push those knees out, that right there activates the glutes, and then you're gonna sit back into that squat, not letting those knees go over those toes,
That's
like
halfway.
in a forward position. You don't want them, because then you'll be on your toes, and that'll start activating your quads. You want to sit back on your heels, and the glutes do the work.
Three, 2, 1. Transition
Good
to
job.
single leg step down.
All right, so single leg squat, single leg RDL, or single leg step down here.
3, 2, 1.
So with any of these,
Single leg
as
step
you're doing
down.
them, be sure, if you're not getting the full like depth, or you're just way off balance, be sure to be grabbing onto something. We want you to be getting that full motion during this exercise. Then as you continue to progress within this exercise, then slowly letting some weight off that
That's
chair or
halfway.
wall that you're holding on, and then eventually maybe fully letting go, having yourself do the balance. Good job.
3,
Keep going with those.
1.
Good,
Switch
good
sides.
job. Switching sides.
Three, 2, 1. Single leg step down.
All right, for that single leg squat, same thing going as just a normal squat. So we're still making sure that knee stays right over those toes, sitting back on the heel. Not wanting that knee to cave in. When that knee caves in,
That's halfway.
that will, number one, be working other muscles, but then also it can result in possible injuries. So wanting to keep that knee right over those toes.
Three, 2, 1.
Good job.
Transition to good morning.
All right, good mornings. So on these, starting with having your legs being pretty straight,
2,
maybe just
One.
unlock the
good
knees.
morning.
And then as you're going down, letting those hamstrings stretch, keeping that flat back, then coming back up, squeezing those glutes and pushing those hips through, then going right back into it. So with all of these, you're wanting to find a good rhythm, a good
That's
pace to
halfway.
go at. So you're getting the most reps as you can, but also with good form. Good job. Keep those up. Keep going. And remember, as you're coming back up,
3,
squeezing those
2,
glutes.
1.
Good
Transition to
job.
monster
Time
walk.
for monster walks.
Three, 2, 1.
Alrighty, here we go.
Monster walk.
So on this one, just like a lot of the others, keeping those knees pushed out. So while we're in that half squat position, keeping those knees pushed out so it's the glutes working. Not wanting those knees
That's
to cave in.
halfway.
Want to keep that tension on those glutes. Letting them do the work. just short 45-degree angled steps, and then trying to stay in that half squat position, also working the quads and hamstrings.
3, 2, 1.
Good job.
Transition to Vmos left.
Good job. All right, time for some quad work. Time for Vmos. So with this one, sitting down and isolating the quad
2,
for this exercise,
Vmos left.
you'll have to really be there mentally. So having that mind to muscle connection. So as you're going up, really thinking about that quad squeezing, that quad contracting as hard as you can. Then once you get there, moving your toes in different directions, hitting the different fibers of the quad. Holding that for a bit, and then going back down, taking some rest, then going right back up. Remember, finding that good pace for you.
1. Transition to Vmos right.
Switch in legs.
Three, 2, 1. Vmos right.
Vmos right, here we go. Remember, fully being focused on that muscle. Making sure that's contracted as hard as possible. And right when you think it's contracted as hard as possible, contract again. Because as you're going through the motion, it'll slowly give away. So just really squeezing as hard as possible. And squeezing again when you think it's your hardest.
3,
Good
2,
job.
1.
All right,
Transition to
last
hamstring
one
curl.
for round one. Let's do some hamstring curls.
Three, 2, 1. Hamstring.
Here we go. So pushing those heels into that foam roller, contracting those hamstrings, and then doing a motion that brings that foam roller in an upward position. Curling those hamstrings.
That's halfway.
To make it a little tougher, holding that at the top, or at that motion of going up, holding that there, and then relaxing, and then going back up.
3, 2, 1.
There you
Long
go.
rest.
Great job, ladies. Done with round one. Get some rest, get some water. Stretch out, whatever you gotta do, walk around, and we'll be back for round two. That dog is really excited in that car. Why can't I work out? Is this supposed to stay sunny, or is this just like a little thing that Iowa does to us? Gets us all excited and then...
3, 2,
Ooh,
1. Get ready to
we're
squat.
it's 80s next week. 80s and sunny. What? That is exciting.
3, 2,
Oh,
1. Squat.
that brightened my mood up right there. Warm weather. I guess when I'm coming from 80, 90 degree weather. All right, back into it, round two. Let's do some squats.
That's halfway.
So you guys always want to be checking yourself, making sure knees are pushed out, sitting back into that squat, and then your weight is on those heels rather than on those toes.
3, 2, 1. Transition to single leg step down.
Or I guess not totally on your heels, but more towards that back of that foot. So you have a good foundation there, and also sitting back, squeezing those glutes.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Single leg step down.
Single leg squats, single leg step down, or RDLs here. So with these, finding that good pace and
That's
sticking
halfway.
with it. Good pace is good to find, just so that you're still staying consistent, especially when you're getting tired, when you're getting burnt out, still working those muscles. Just keeps you going.
3.
All right,
2.
and
1.
switch
Switch
legs.
sides.
With those RDLs,
3,
trying to keep
2.
good balance.
1.
If you need the chair,
Single leg
remember,
step
be sure to
down.
grab onto a chair or a bar or whatever you need. But want to go straight down and then straight back up. And wanting to keep that foot pretty stable there. You don't want to start standing on your toe to get down there. You want to stay stable with that foot. There we go. Good job. Good job.
Three, 2, 1.
There we go. All right, time for good mornings. Time for good mornings. Remember here, straight legs. Going down, let those hamstrings stretch. You can hold that for a bit.
3, 2, 1. Good morning.
Then coming back up, squeezing those glutes, pushing those hips through, and then back down.
That's halfway.
Then as you're going down, letting your hips fall back, maximizing the stretch of those hamstrings.
3, 2, 1. Transition.
All
to
right, time for
walk.
monster walks. Grab a band if you need that, and we'll get started here. So remember, knees pushed out,
1.
having those
Monster
glutes
walk.
be activated, then trying to stay in that half squat there. Really putting that tension on those quads and hamstrings the whole time while sitting down. Keeping those knees pushed out, working those glutes. Need a quick break, be sure to stand right up,
That's halfway.
and then right back down into it. Feeling that burn by now. Keep on going. And whether you're doing the lateral, like Jacob was just doing there on the right side,
2.
or the
1.
normal monster walk,
Transition to Vmos left.
staying in that half squat. All right, good job. Time for Vmos. Mind to muscle connection here. Keep that in mind.
3, 2, 1.
Squeezing that quad as hard as possible. Then moving those toes in different directions, hitting the different fibers within those quad muscles. Getting from medial to lateral. And then going back down, taking a little
That's
rest, and then
halfway.
right back up. Good job. Keep on going. Now that you found that good pace,
2,
finish it out.
1. Transition to Vmos right.
All right, let's get started on the other side here.
3, 2, 1. Vmos right.
Here we go. Other side. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And it's good to, so while you're going up, squeezing that, hitting the different fibers, be sure to squeeze again. Because you won't even notice, but your muscles
That's
start
halfway.
to just give out a little bit. Slowly relax. And then, so squeezing again, making sure you got that full contraction.
Three, two,
Last couple.
1.
Good.
Transition to
All right.
hamstring curl.
Last one of round 2, hamstring curls.
Three, two,
All right.
hamstring.
Grab that foam roller. Push those heels in. Then making that upward motion with that foam roller, even if it's not moving a whole lot. As long as if you got that upward motion, those hamstrings will be contracting.
That's
Making that
halfway.
motion, pulling up, letting those contract, holding that, then going back down, relaxing, and then back up.
Three, two, 1.
There we
Long
go.
rest.
Just like that, halfway done. Good job, ladies. Walk around, grab some water. Then time for round 3. Gonna keep moving. So we brought one of my dogs to like a place where they can play with a bunch of other dogs. And now, like, he's a golden retriever, 1.5 years about, but he would like play too much with our other dog. She's way smaller and like 10 or 11. But since he's been back, they like play nicely together.
3,
So
2,
Let it learn
1.
my dad was
Get
like,
ready
that
to
was well
squat.
worth the money. Which I don't know if he's just tired out, because I mean he's running around all the time. He's not used to that. But that was a plus when we got home, because we have like a gate between our front room and our back room. They have to be separated,
Squat.
which is it's way better now. You can play with both of them at the same time. It's my positive for the week. All right, round 3.
That's halfway.
Sitting into those squats. You're trying to get some depth with that too. Going as far as you can, but remember, as far as you can go. Not wanting any pain whatsoever. Now there might be some burning or some soreness, but
1. Transition to single leg step
you
down.
guys know your bodies and where it can be pushed to. Alright, single leg squat, RDL, single leg RDL, or
3,
single leg step up.
2, 1. Single leg step down.
Single leg step down. Good job. Keeping that pace going down into whichever one you're doing.
That's halfway.
Maybe holding for a bit and then coming back up. There we go, last rep.
3, 2,
And switching
switch
legs.
sides. Three, 2, 1. Single leg step
Let's get
down.
started. So sitting down into that single leg squat, trying to keep that weight back. I know it can be tough without having much balance, but if you need that balance, be sure to grab onto something. Keeping that knee over toe, not letting that
That's
knee cave
halfway.
in, and really squeezing as you're going up, as you're finishing that squat.
Three,
Last
2,
couple here,
1.
good job.
Transition to good morning.
Good mornings.
Three, 2, 1. Good morning.
Alrighty, straight legs. Letting those hips fall back as you're going down. Stretching those hamstrings out. Then coming back up. Squeezing those glutes, pushing those hips through. And going back into the next good morning.
That's halfway.
Good job halfway there, keeping that pace going.
Three, 2, 1. Transition to monster walk.
There we go. Great job. Time for monster walks.
3, 2, 1. Monster walk.
Alright, so if you're doing the monster walk rather than the lateral steps, 45-degree angle steps, and they don't have to be too big, nice and short, but remembering staying in that half squat and keeping those knees pushed out. Now the lateral,
That's halfway.
same thing here. You wanna keep that tension on the band there. Or if you're doing it without the band, not wanting those feet to get too close because you're wanting to keep that tension with those knees pushed out. Really working those glutes.
2, 1. Transition to Vmos.
There we go. Good job. Vmos.
Three, 2, 1. VMO left.
Here we go as you're going up, squeezing as hard as possible. Moving those toes in different directions. Getting all the muscles, all the fibers,
That's halfway.
all across the front of that thigh. Got 4 different muscles to hit in there. Keep on going. Almost there with this leg.
1.
There we go. All right, switching to the next leg.
Three, 2, 1. VMO right.
Alrighty, on to the next leg. Here we go, going up, contracting as hard as possible, moving those toes in the different directions. And a good challenge is to even squeeze again with that. Getting that full contraction.
That's halfway.
Back down, letting your foot touch the ground, rest for a second, and then right back up. There we go, keep on going, almost there. Get those last couple out.
2,
Squeeze.
1. Transition
Good.
to hamstring curl.
Hamstring curls now.
Three,
Alrighty,
2, 1.
so with the foam roller, pushing those heels into it, contracting the hamstrings, then moving that foam roller, or just going in an upward motion, so it's curling those hamstrings even more.
That's halfway.
There we go, good job. Halfway there, keep going. Having that good pace, going up, holding, going down, rest, and then right back up.
No.
3, 2, 1.
There we go. Round 3, done. Grab some rest, then we're going for our last round. Last round, best round. So this last round you'll be most tired, but we're wanting to push through and then having the most growth as possible. It's where you'll see growth when you're all tired and muscles are burning.
3, 2, 1. Get ready to squat.
Okay.
3.
Well, let's get started with our last round. Round 4. Let's do some squats. All right, good job. So really sitting down into that squat here.
That's halfway.
Really sitting down, making sure those knees are staying out. But sitting back, trying to keep that upper body as upright as possible. I know this will be hard, but trying to keep it as upright as possible so that when you're going up,
3.
rather than your low back doing the work, the glutes
Transition
doing the
to
work.
single leg step down.
Okay,
2,
single leg squat.
1. Single leg step down.
Sitting down into that squat. Keeping that weight
That's
towards the
halfway.
back of the foot. Knee right over that toe. And not letting it cave in. Keep on going. Good
3,
job.
2, 1.
Good job. All right, switching legs.
I don't know why that. It's a glitch. Yeah, you can delete it up. But that's why.
3, 2, 1. Single leg step down.
All right. Next leg. Finding that good pace for you. And in this round, with it being final round, muscles are tired. It's going to burn. So knowing your body, pushing through that with what you can,
That's halfway.
embracing the burn. Call it that. There we go. Good job. Know these last couple reps are going to be hard. But pushing through them.
3, 2, 1.
There we go. Good
Transition to
job.
Good morning.
Time for good mornings.
Three, 2.
And let's get
1.
started.
Good
Here we go.
morning.
So having those straight legs, letting those hips go back, letting those hamstrings have a nice stretch. Then going back up, squeezing those glutes, pushing those hips through.
That's halfway.
Good job, and stay at that pace that you found. Keep going at that pace. Even though it might start to burn a little bit, keep trying to go at it with what you can do.
3, 2, 1. Transition.
There
to
we go.
monster
Good
walk.
job. Alrighty. Now we got monster walks.
3, 2, 1. Monster walk.
There we go. Good job. Good job keeping those knees pushed out. Tracking those glutes in that half squat position. Keeping that tension on the
That's
band.
halfway.
If you're not using a band, trying to keep those legs spread out enough for the whole time. That keeps those muscles contracted.
3, 2, 1.
Good job.
Transition to Vmos.
All right, we got Vmos and hamstring curls left. Let's finish it off.
Three, 2, 1. VMO left.
Here we go. So you're going up, squeezing as hard as possible. As hard as possible, moving those toes different directions, hitting all the different fibers of that quad.
That's halfway.
Squeezing even more, and then taking some rest, letting that leg fall back down, and then going right back up. Feeling that burn, making this last round the best round.
1. Transition to VMO right.
There we go. All right, next leg. Last VMO round, guys. Let's get this one finished off with. Really squeezing. Really squeezing and focusing on that too. Getting the best contraction you can get there. Holding that and back down.
That's
a
halfway.
good challenge for this last round is trying to spend the least amount of time on the ground there. So going down, resting for maybe a second or just touching your foot and going right back up. Trying to challenge yourself, but doing what you can do.
3, 2,
Almost there.
1.
There we go.
Transition to
Great job,
hamstring
ladies.
curl.
Last one. Got our hamstring curls.
3, 2, 1.
All right.
Hamstring.
Last one. Pushing those heels into that foam roller. Going in that upward motion. Causing that, or giving that curl to those hamstrings, that contraction. And holding that, really squeezing as hard as you can. It's our last one, and then we're done. Halfway there, keep on going. Feeling that burn. Keep on going. Almost there. Staying with that pace, with that rhythm.
3, 2, 1.
There we go.
Rest.
You guys did it. Great job, ladies. Great job. Well, thank you guys for stopping in, or if you're coming in later, thank you guys for just coming in whenever you can. That's what's great about having this being on live, but also posted to the YouTube, so you guys can do it whenever you can. So yeah, thanks for coming in. Hope you guys all had a great workout and great job today. Remember, keeping these people in your prayers for today, and be sure to go out and enjoy the sun, even though it's probably like 50 degrees. It's way better than what we've had, so go enjoy that. And remember, always here to help you move well so you live well.
Typically, runners who experience shin splints have overused the stabilizing muscles of the ankle as well as the dorsiflexion of the foot. The space between the tibia and the fibula has a sheath wrapped around it called the periosteum. This sheath oftentimes is rubbed raw, creating inflammation and tension on the shin bone. The muscles lining the anterior portion of the shin is the tibialis anterior, extensor digitorum longus, and extensor hallucis longus. Sitting on a chair in a figure 4 position, locate the edge of the tibia near the thick muscle tissue. To find the tissue we're working on, push the fingers to the edge of the tibia and drop directly into the muscle tissue. Then squeeze into the bone. Move up and down the shin vigorously. After 30 to 40 seconds working in that position, we will work the opposite side of the tibia with the thumbs. Press the fingers into the soft tissue on the opposite side of the shin. Drag the thumbs up and down vigorously for 30 to 40 seconds. Ensure you work all the way from the top to the bottom of the shin. If your fingers have a hard time tolerating the pressure, you can utilize a lacrosse ball. Holding the lacrosse ball cupped in your hand, press into the muscle tissue directly beside the tibia, working your way all the way from the top of the tibia down towards the ankle. Remember to use strong pressure directly near the bone. Continue the same kind of work on the inside portion of the tibia. Here, you can use pressure from your palm pressing into the muscle tissue, while your other hand cups the ball, allowing you to create the up and down motion. Another way to work the anterior tibialis is by sitting sideways on a foam roller and leaning forward, putting pressure down into the foam roller. Obviously, this takes some balance and coordination in order to keep the pressure on the foam roller. In this position, flex the foot and relax, making sure you squeeze the anterior tibialis. Once complete with the foam roller, in the same position, utilize the lacrosse ball, creating a more pinpointed pressure on the muscle. Work your way up and down the muscle tissue right beside the shin.